At Signature Theater, Stephen Sondheim is an important part of our DNA. I'm thrilled to be here at the Library of Congress with senior music specialist Mark Horowitz. Mark has been an instrumental part of bringing some of the most exciting collections here to the Library of Congress, including the papers of Jonathan Larson, Marvin Hamlisch, Hal Prince, and now Stephen Sondheim. So Mark is going to give us an up-close look today at what is exciting in this new collection.
Well, actually, I'm going to start with two things that aren't in the Sondheim collection. Got to know Steve in 1990 when we worked on a production of Merrily We Roll Along at Arena Stage. So I wrote him a letter saying, Steve, now I'm at the Library of Congress. Let me do a show and tell for you. I think I can guarantee you a moving experience. And I spent a couple of weeks preparing for this visit. I covered a room with things I thought would be moving. One collection we already had was the Bernstein. So one of the things I wanted to show you is Steve's letter to Leonard Bernstein for the opening night of West Side Story. And that's what that is. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read it to you, although I usually cry when I read it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. September 26, 1957. Dear Lenny, you know only too well how hard it is for me to show gratitude and affection, and much less to commit them to writing. But tonight I feel I must. West Side Story means much more to me than a first show, more than the privilege of collaborating with you and Arthur and Jerry. It marks the beginning of what I hope will be a long and enduring friendship. Friendship is a thing I give and receive rarely, but for what it's worth, I want you to know you have it from me always. I don't think I've ever said to you how fine I think the score is, since I prefer kidding you about the few moments I don't like to praising you for the many I do. West Side Story is as big a step forward for you as it is for Jerry or Arthur or even me, and in an odd way, I feel proud of you. Much as I want to write music, I'm not sure I like the idea of doing another show without you. I will, of course, and I'll play it for you and you'll criticize it, and I'll be hostile and sarcastic about your criticism. But I look forward to that criticism and I hope you'll give it freely. May West Side Story mean as much to the theater and to people who see it as it has to us. Steve.
Wow. Wow.
So,
I mean, I think what is amazing is that, Stephen Sondheim has been in the past, being criticized for his work seeming cold or sort of removed. And like, even in a letter like this, you feel so much of his heart. And so it's cool to see both his heart and his like acerbic sort of side in one letter.
we have, I think, about 30 collections that have letters from Steve in them.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most significant are the Bernstein, the Arthur Lawrence, and the Hal Prince.
Yeah.
And speaking of Hal Prince,
Yeah.
this is Hal Prince's directing copy of Sweeney Todd from the Hal Prince collection. And it has all kinds of little things in it. So for instance, you'll see he's written on the back, Kilmainham Jail, Dublin. In this photo, Harold and Charlie Prince, inspiration for the set. So this was the inspiration for the set of Sweeney Todd.
Oh, wow. That's so great.
And then you have the script with all his notes and markings and blockings. And
I'm always so curious what are the things that he writes down, because obviously in the theater, the stage manager tends to write down like where exits and entrances are happening. So it's always interesting to me to see if the director's notes are specific to staging or if they're more specific to like artist intentions.
the frustrating thing about Hal is his handwriting is
It's hard.
rather difficult.
Yeah, they
So I think it's going to take a while to sort of get into the,
decipher.
yes. And now we're on to Steve. And this is Steve's manuscripts for Losing My Mind. And I pulled this just for one simple reason. If you look here, Losing My Mind, it's for the character of Phyllis.
Oh, wow.
And I talked to Steve about it, and the he actually was assuming that it would be Phyllis's song at the beginning. But Alexis Smith came to him one day and said, look, Dorothy's a much better singer than I am, and I've got better legs and a better dancer, so I think you should give this number to Dorothy and give me something else. And that's what they ended up doing, and the rest is history. And now we move on to Sweeney Todd, speaking of Sweeney Todd from before. And these are Steve's manuscripts for A Little Priest. There are literally dozens of pages. I forget what, I think it's like 80 pages of just lyric sketches for this song.
Wow.
His margins are always fascinating. They often have lists of things. Sometimes it's rhymes. In this case, mostly it's the kinds of people that might be baked into the pies. And if you go through all the pages, I once counted them all, and I came up with 158 different professions that he considered to be baked in the pies. So let's see if we
Some
can
of the good ones.
see: cook, butler, page, sailor, baker, crier, gigolo,
Ooh.
mason, grocer, student, potter. This is one of my favorite things is rabbi, which is one of the ones that didn't make it. But one of the reasons I like that is everybody shaves except rabbis and riffraff.
Wow.
So
Thank you for taking me on this journey. I feel like we only touched very briefly on what is so amazing in this collection.
well, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's about 20,000 items. It's about 200 boxes. I just hope not just you, but people who watch this will think that maybe, because it's here for everybody, and you know, nothing makes me happier than when researchers come to look at it makes what I do feel meaningful and worthwhile, because if it's just sitting on a shelf somewhere, it's serving no purpose.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate it.
We appreciate Signature.
Yay.